The official cast photo for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 15 just dropped. And if you're looking at it and thinking this is just a standard rotation of rich women, you are being played by the Bravo PR machine. The expectation is that we are getting a fun, glamorous refresh with fashion icon Rachel Zoe. The reality is that we are witnessing a desperate, high-stakes corporate restructuring of the franchise designed to purge liability, cover up a massive legal war that is happening in federal court right now, and pivot the show away from friendship and toward brand survival. We are going to answer 3 massive questions today that the polished trailers are terrified to touch. Number 1, why was Annemarie Wiley actually removed, and how does a 17-page federal court document prove that she was the biggest liability in the network's history? Number 2, what exactly happened in Florence, Italy that caused a fracture so deep, Kyle Richards has not only stopped speaking to Dorit Kemsley, but has legally severed communication with PK? And number 3, why did Garcelle Beauvais, the fan favorite, really walk away? And how does the arrival of Rachel Zoe and Amanda Frances signal that the show was no longer about housewives, but about protecting Kyle Richards at all costs? But first, look at this. This is a screenshot from the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois, case number 125 CV00412. It is not a tabloid rumor, it is a federal docket. The plaintiff is Annemarie Wiley. The defendant is the American Society of Anesthesiologists. While you were watching the season 15 premiere, the real drama was happening in front of a judge. Let's start with the departures, because this is where the money trail gets dark. The firing of Annemarie Wiley wasn't just about fan reception. We all know the audience rejected Esophagus Gate. It was repetitive, it was petty, and it made the show feel medical rather than aspirational. But the reality of Annemarie's exit is tied to a much bigger headache for NBC Universal: legal liability. Here is the timeline you need to understand to grasp the severity of this. During season 13, Annemarie, a certified registered nurse anesthesiologist, repeatedly clashed with Sutton Strack over medical issues. This didn't just annoy fans on Twitter, it angered the American Society of Anesthesiologists. In a move that is almost unprecedented for a reality TV beef, the ASA issued a public statement clarifying the difference between a CRNA and an anesthesiologist. Most housewives would have issued an apology or stayed quiet. Annemarie Wiley went to war. She filed a defamation lawsuit against the ASA, claiming their statement damaged her professional reputation and income. The ASA then countersued her. Now, pause and think about this from a production executive's perspective. You are filming a reality show about wealthy women having lunch. One of your cast members is currently in active federal litigation with the primary governing body of her profession based on comments she made on your show. That is a PR nightmare. It opens the door for subpoenas, it opens the door for discovery where raw footage could be requested by the court, it makes the show look liable for damages. The expectation was that Annemarie would get a redemption season. The reality is that she was a walking subpoena. Bravo cut the cord not because she was boring, but because she was dangerous to the bottom line. And for those keeping score, just weeks ago, in October 2025, a judge dismissed the ASA's counterclaim against her. She is winning the legal battle, but she lost the war for her diamond. Then there's the departure of Garcelle Beauvais. This is the one that hurts the fans, but it tells us everything about the new direction of season 15. Garcelle didn't get fired, she quit. And she didn't quit because of drama, she quit because of leverage. Garcelle has become a powerhouse producer in Hollywood. She is developing projects that require her full attention. The word on the street is that production tried to negotiate, but they couldn't match her value. Garcelle realized that being a housewife was no longer the top line on her resume, it was the bottom line. When your cast members outgrow the show, you have a problem. So, how do you solve that problem? You bring in people who need the platform for business, not just fame. Enter Rachel Zoe and Amanda Frances. This brings us to the second massive shock: the new power players. The casting of Rachel Zoe is not random. It's strategic armor for Kyle Richards. For the last 3 years, Kyle has been on an island. She lost Lisa Vanderpump, she lost Teddy Mellencamp, she is currently losing Dorit Kemsley. She needed a heavy hitter in her corner. Rachel Zoe is not just a stylist, she's a mogul. She has known Kyle for years. By bringing her on, production is effectively giving Kyle a shield. Rachel Zoe is not going to get messy in a Sprinter van. She is there to bring the lifestyle porn back to the show. The vintage Chanel, the Hamptons surf lodges, the archives. Her presence is a direct response to the criticism that the show has become too trashy. Rachel Zoe is the cleanup crew. And then you have Amanda Francis, the money manifesting queen. Her tagline, "I didn't marry into money, I manifested it," is a direct shot at the old guard of housewives who relied on their husband's wealth. This signals a shift in the show's ideology. We are moving away from wives and toward entrepreneurs. Bozoma St. John, returning for her second season, fits this perfectly. She is a former CMO of Netflix and Uber. She is currently engaged and navigating a fertility journey at 48. These storylines are about female autonomy and financial power. The network is pivoting. They realize they cannot survive on petty fighting alone. They need to show women building empires because that's what the modern audience respects. But let's be honest, you're not here for the business deals. You are here for the blood. And that brings us to the main event, the engine of season 15, the total collapse of the Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley friendship. The expectation for season 15 was that Kyle and Dorit would patch things up. After all, they have survived Puppygate, they survived the robbery, they survived everything. The reality is that they are done, and we have the granular timeline to prove it. The drama started long before filming began, but it exploded during the cast trip to Italy. Sources confirmed that the women traveled to Florence, expecting a La Dolce Vita moment. Instead, they got a bloodbath. Multiple insiders report a blowout argument between Kyle and Dorit that was so intense, production had to separate them. But what was it about? It wasn't just about Kyle's separation from Mauricio, it was about loyalty and control. For years, Dorit has been Kyle's soldier. She backed Kyle in every fight. But when Kyle separated from Mauricio, the power dynamic shifted. Kyle stopped needing a soldier, she needed a confidant who would blindly support her new life. Dorit, who was dealing with her own failing marriage to PK, couldn't provide that blind support. She had questions, and in Kyle Richards' world, questions are betrayal. Here is the specific detail that proves how bad it is. Kyle Richards admitted in a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight that she has stopped texting PK Kemsley. This is nuclear. For a decade, these two families were intertwined. Mauricio and PK were best friends. Kyle and PK texted constantly, sending memes and jokes. For Kyle to explicitly cut off PK, it means Dorit drew a hard line in the sand. Imagine that accusation. You are telling your best friend that she is flirting with your estranged husband just to make you look bad. That is not a fight you come back from. That is a friendship-ending accusation. And where does Erika Jayne fit into this? Right next to Kyle. The Fox Force 5 is dead. It's now Kyle and Erika on one side and Dorit on an island. Dorit's new tagline, "I'm unfiltered, unbothered, and finally unburdened," is a direct message to Kyle. She is saying, "I don't need to carry your secrets anymore." Now, let's look at the financial reality of this reboot. Why does all of this matter to the network? Season 14 saw a dip in live ratings. The streaming numbers on Peacock were strong, but the live numbers, the ones advertisers pay a premium for, were soft. NBC Universal realized that the Kyle Richards marriage drama can only sustain the show for so long. They needed a new engine. They fired the middle class of the show, Crystal and Annemarie, and hired A-list talent, Rachel Zoe, and self-made wealth, Amanda Francis, Bozoma St. John. This is a high-risk, high-reward strategy. Rachel Zoe likely commands a high salary. This season is expensive. They are betting that the audience wants to see rich women doing business rather than rich women yelling about esophaguses. But there's a trap here. The audience loves authentic connection. Rachel Zoe is polished. Bozoma St. John is a marketer. Amanda Francis sells courses. Is this a cast of friends, or is it a LinkedIn networking event? The danger for season 15 is that it becomes too produced, too clean, and too promotional. We're already seeing the friction. In the previews, you can see Sutton Strack bristling at the new energy. Sutton, for all her quirks, is authentic. She doesn't like being managed. If Rachel Zoe tries to style the drama, Sutton will rebel. And that is where the real conflict will lie. Not between Kyle and Dorit, we know how that ends, but between the old-school reality stars and the new-school brand builders. This is also why the return of Denise Richards as a friend of is a fascinating move by production, to torture Kyle. They're surrounding Kyle with her past ghosts while giving her new allies. It's psychological warfare masquerading as casting. So, what's the payout for you, the viewer? Do not expect season 15 for a resolution. This is not a season of healing. This is a season of drawing battle lines. You are going to watch a 10-year friendship die real time between Kyle and Dorit. You are going to watch the show attempt to rebrand itself as a success porn series to replace the lifestyle porn it lost, and you are going to watch the fallout of a legal battle that the network tried desperately to hide. The expectation was that the drama was fake. The reality is that for the first time in years, the hatred is real. The lawsuits are real, and the new cast members are not here to make friends. They are here to sell you their brand. The pattern is clear if you look at the other franchises. Vanderpump Rules is paused. Jersey is being rebooted. Beverly Hills is being soft rebooted. NBC is cleaning house. They are removing the liabilities and installing the professionals. The era of the messy housewife is ending. The era of the corporate housewife is beginning. If you want to understand the full pattern of how Bravo is systematically rebooting its shows to avoid lawsuits, you need to click the playlist on your screen right now, called the Bravo Legal Docket. We break down exactly what happened with the New York reboot and why it connects directly to the Annemarie Wiley lawsuit we just discussed. The machine is moving, and you don't want to miss the next piece of the puzzle. Click right here, and I'll see you there.